All right. So it is September. How is it mid-September? How is this possible? September 13th. It is first quarter moon. I'm gonna plug in my phone. We're gonna get started. Okay. So I'll just keep an eye out if anybody's joining us. I'm gonna here. Okay, so we did not meet last week because of Labor Day. Um, so the last time we met, it was last quarter moon.
Okay.
Any chance you watched that?
I did
replay?
not
No,
watch
okay.
that.
Okay. No gold stars for you. Alrighty. So just a quick recap of last quarter moon. So if you think of, okay, you got full moon. Good. Talk with my hands. And then you have the crescent moons.
Right.
So so we are halfway right now, we're halfway between the new moon and full moon. So it's waxing,
Right.
It's getting bigger. So last quarter moon is when it's halfway between full moon and new moon, it's getting smaller. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And then personally for me, the 3 days that you don't see the moon at all, I personally call that dark moon because it's the opposite of full moon. There's 3 days of full moon, the day before, the day of, and the day after. And then same thing with the dark moon. What most people call the new moon. For me, the new moon is that little teeny sliver in the sky.
Right.
That's when it's new for me. That's my favorite moon. That Cheshire cat smile in the sky. Love it. So for last quarter moon, we focused on releasing negative energy, negative situations, letting go of what no longer serves us, break free of toxic habits and toxic relationships. And all of that makes space for the stuff you do want.
Right.
It's kind of like cleaning out your closet.
Or moving your whole bedroom around.
Yeah. So I like to think of it as spiritual feng shui. So we also focus on forgiving others, forgiving ourselves. And that is something that I struggled with for a very long time. But the only person you're helping when you forgive somebody else is yourself. You're not doing anything for that other person. They don't know if you all of a sudden decided to forgive them. And maybe they don't even care. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we focus on where were we headed, and then what had we learned thus far, and then where are we going to be now. So I like to think of it as like when you're going on a trip and you plug it in, you grab your phone, you're like boop boop boop, my start address, my ending address, and it gives you a couple options. Like this one's the shortest, so you have options how you're going to get there, so you can always reroute. So bringing in new, bringing truth to matters, clarity, bringing peace to yourself, knowledge, illumination, like we say illumination, like there's light on this subject now, but the light from the moon. So last quarter moon is a great time for being inward, introspection, meditation, solitude. So now we're the opposite. So we're, like I said, we're halfway between the new moon and the full moon. So the moon is getting bigger. This is a great time to, anytime the moon is, as we say, waxing, anything you want to grow, like if you want your bank account to grow, if you want your clientele to grow, if essentially anything like abundance, fertility. People think of fertility as in lots of babies, but it doesn't have to be. It can be fertility, like let's say you want more friends. You know what I mean? So the themes for the first quarter moon, besides abundance, This is a great time to do, like, you could do like a 7-day spell with a candle. Not necessarily the little chime candles, but maybe more like a taper, so that way, and you could, like, ahead of time, you could mark, like, measure it out and mark, like, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, either with some sort of marker, or you could even put like a pin in there, to know this is I want it to burn this much on this day, so you can keep track, so you're not guessing like, that looks maybe enough, I don't know. And then at the last minute you're like, oh my God, why are you not burning? So you don't have to just, I mean, you could do it one day, but if you ever wanted to do a 7-day spell to bring things to you, perfect timing for that. Or tap into your courage to step into your dreams, your courage to try new things, your courage to redo something. Like, this has been doing okay, but I think I could do better, right? So courage is not just, I don't know,
Jumping off a bridge
facing,
or-
facing a bad guy, like in the movies. If you wanted to focus on luck, and so we kind of have luck as like 4-leaf clovers. But again, it goes back to like abundance, prosperity, success. A great luck stone, if you like stones, is citrine. It's golden color. It can vary in color, but a lot of times you'll see it very bright yellow gold. And it's known as the success stone. So if you wanted to pick a stone for success, the perfect one. Motivation. Because now we're going into the darker time of the year and it's cooler, and you want to, if you're like me, you're like, oh, I just want to sleep now. I just want to sleep for 5 hours. You know what I mean? Like in the winter, I could sleep for like 10 hours.
Right.
I don't know. So sometimes we need that little extra boost of motivation. Protection. And I mean, honestly, you can draw on any moon phase for protection. It's just a matter of your perception. So if you want to build up a defense, waxing moon is perfect for that. If you wanted to, like, let's say you've got like blockages, obstacles, and you wanted to tear those down, that's perfect for waning moon. So it just really depends on how you're looking at your situation. And then again, success, victory, all those good things. So what we want to focus on tonight is taking actionable steps towards our goals. So I have paper. Do you want pen and paper?
Sure.
Okay.
High quality.
I know.
pens. Yeah.
I know. If somebody sasses you, you're gonna just be like, bonk.
Hurt.
Yeah. Alrighty. So if you feel like sharing, what do you have, like short-term goals, long-term goals, both?
I think both. I think my short-term goals right now are getting new products out for fall,
Mm-hmm.
because there's new allergies coming out.
Oh, I love this.
New,
Okay, I'm writing
like,
stuff down.
plants are becoming, like, dandelion root harvested in the fall is
Oh,
like
see,
better
I did not know this.
because it's like been, taking up those nutrients in the soil. So like, you gotta get some dandelion root harvested. So, like, those are my short goals. Getting more products made and out.
Uh-huh.
Long-term goals are getting the website set
Oh, okay.
up and trying and figuring out how it's gonna transition to winter when I won't have markets. So that's like my
Mhm.
long-term right now. Like, it's not like a complete long-term, but it's longer than the short.
Okay. Okay. I will tell you from my personal experience for dance, I have a website through Wix, and you can have a store right on your website.
What is it?
Wix, Wix.
Oh.
I don't work for them. Nothing. I'm just telling you that I have it myself. And so that's why I asked if you had an email list, because you can send 3 emails through them a month when you have a website through them.
Oh.
And you don't have to know how to code a darn thing, because all you have to know is like, I like this picture. Bloop. I'm gonna use this text right here. Bloop. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yes. You can have a video.
Yeah.
All of this good stuff.
Yes.
So
That's
again, I don't
exactly
work
what I
for
need.
them. However, Wix, if you want me to plug you, so and that would be great for you, like in the winter when you're not outside harvesting anything.
Right.
I feel like that's a really good time for you to work on projects like that.
Right.
And so you're gonna have to make, like, how many products do you already have that you already make?
That I already make.
Yes.
Right now I have at least 15.
Yowzers.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15.
And then I'm currently going to add like 3 more.
3 new at least.
Right. But some of the 15 will be
Phased out.
just because of availability.
Okay.
Like my mullen and the
Mhm.
teas and stuff that I make, because
Uh-huh.
that stuff only lasts until it's gone, and then
Mhm.
it's not
Mhm.
there anymore. I have to wait till next year.
Yeah. There was a lot. I feel like there was a lot of mullein in certain areas.
Yeah, I've got a lot of mullein that's drying right now. I'll be making cough syrup.
Mm.
So like the two main products I'm working on right now are cough syrup and tiger
Wow.
ash.
That is amazing.
So,
See, and for me, I use it from a magical standpoint.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't use the stalks, just leaves.
I actually use I do harvest the stalks.
Oh, okay.
Because I like to dip them in wax and burn them.
Oh.
So like if you harvest the stalk and let it dry out, you
Yeah.
can dip it in wax and light it on fire and it'll grow out.
Yeah.
And that was like something that was used, in ancient times for like torches and stuff.
Very
Was
cool.
the mullein rods.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But I use the flowers. I make an
Mhm.
ear oil, like an ear infection or earache
Oh
oil.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
I make all that stuff.
See, and then so you do you have a YouTube?
I don't.
Okay. So you have, what is your you don't have to tell everybody your email, but is it a Gmail account?
No, I have Yahoo.
Okay. Here's a thought, because if you have a Gmail account, then you automatically have a YouTube channel, and I can help you set that up. Not tonight. I'm just saying, yes. And then you can explain how these work.
Right.
And then you can put that video on your website.
Right. Yeah. See, it's all this stuff I gotta do.
Okay. Okay. So these are the things. I'm just using this as an example. So you already have products. Do you have pictures of your products?
Most of them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So you need to take pictures of all of them.
I've been working on pictures and
Descriptions.
along with like, how you use it, what it's used for, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What's in it, all that stuff. So
But here's the thing. Today, people don't read. So you should have video of some kind. Doesn't
Right.
have to be on YouTube. You can have video, like you can have an Insta. If you, just depends on which one you like better.
Right.
But here's the nice thing. Another nice thing about having a YouTube account, YouTube is owned by Google, and so if people Google you, it all comes together.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I have a
I'm just
Google
saying.
account, so.
Okay. Just saying. Okay. So pictures, I'm writing this down. So pictures, videos of some kind, store, you need your store. And if you do go with Wix, then on your, so everything can be all together. You can have, you can even have, like, so you can have videos on your website, you can have tutorial videos, that people, I don't know if that would even work for you, but whatever project like somebody wants to launch, it's nice to have it all in one space. So you don't have to like, this is where people sign up for this, and this is where people
Right.
buy that, and this is where people, you know what I mean? So
Do
it's
it all
nice to
there.
have it all there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Because people need to know why.
And that's what
Why?
I've been loving about the market, because I get to tell people, I get to talk to
Yeah.
them. And when I
Mhm.
tell them what these plants do, they're like, "Are you serious? Okay, I'm gonna try that."
Because we've been all programmed. So when we're kids, we sit in front of the well, not anymore. So us old folks, back when we were kids, they would sit in front of a television. I don't know what kids do now. Just probably like just look at their mom's phone, right? So but we're programmed to like, because you watch your cartoons, and then there'd be a Fruity Cocoa Puffs commercial or whatever,
Right.
and you'd like, I want to go to the store, I want to get this toy. Like, we're programmed to just buy things from the store.
Right.
And then you see commercials for, you got an earache, this is what you buy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're just programmed. We got to go to the store. Where back in the day, everybody just made this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you didn't make it, then you knew somebody who did. So
Yeah.
you traded things that you made
For sure.
things that they
Yeah.
made.
So maybe somebody made tools or had a cow or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Which has been great with the market too, because I've been trading products with other farmers and things like that. Like, I need honey. Oh, well, I want to try your CBD. Okay, let's let's trade it out.
Awesome.
So I've like been trading a lot of products too. So that's been nice. And that then therefore, I mean, the cash isn't coming in, but it's also not going out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Super. Okay. So, and then so you have new products for the fall. Are they?
I have the diaper rash cream, cough syrup, and then I'm going to have like sick kits. So like the things that I take when I'm sick, I'm going to put into a kit for people to be able to buy. So like it'll be like diatomaceous earth and activated charcoal and cough syrup, things like that that I use when I'm sick. So I don't, I don't really sick.
Yeah.
As soon as I feel that tingle, I'm like dumping stuff, teas and tinctures and like herbal stuff all day long. So
okay, that's very cool, very timely, and that'll take you. And then you also said something about allergies.
Yeah. So with the diatomaceous earth and the activated charcoal, that helps with allergies too, because the activated charcoal will absorb any of the toxins or like the crazy hay fever or whatever inside, and then the diatomaceous earth comes in and just strips all that mucus right out of your body.
Oh my God, I didn't know this. Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most people aren't going to go out and buy diatomaceous earth the way that I do. I buy like 50 bags of stuff because I use it on the cat when I clean my car. If I want to, like, my rugs.
And how would you buy it anyway? I seriously don't know.
Like Oriana sells it in like little containers.
Okay.
It's like super expensive for what I buy it for. And most people aren't going to use that amount of it.
Oh, okay.
So I actually make it in smaller. I just jar it into smaller containers that would last like one person, a year to go through that much. Where like, they're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Use it on the chickens and the cat and the carpet and everything. Because as long as it's food grade and not feed grade, then you can use it yourself. If you do feed grade, then you don't want to take it internally. And that's only because we have a person.
Yay, person. Sorry, I have my microphone plugged in, so I will not be able to hear you, but I say hello. Okay. All right. So short-term goals, pictures, videos, store. And then once you have your store, people, so for people to, hello.
Hello.
For people to know to go to your store. Like the videos will help with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? However you decide to get that. So we're picking a goal and we're making action plans. So this is the time to draw things to you. Okay. So we are going to and don't focus on what you don't want. What you can start with what you don't want and then flip it and change your verbiage.
Right.
Okay. So do you want to focus? I would say focus more on right now because it's fall. Focus on your short terms,
Yes.
but have an action plan for like in the back of your head for what are you going to do in the winter?
Right.
So pick like maybe make a line. If you have your own goal, if you want to pick like one goal or a couple of goals, I'll unplug my microphone in just a moment. But if you want to be like, whoop, like a now and later, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Out of pictures, videos, getting your store, making your diaper rash, making your cough syrup, making your kits. Oh, and then the website, whoopsies. What's now and what's later?
Now would be new products.
New, okay.
The new products.
Uh-huh.
And then later would be more of like descriptions and stuff, I think.
Oh, okay. Because you still can go to market, yes?
I can still go to market. I have market until Halloween weekend.
Okay, fun.
So that's like the next couple of weeks for me for short term is getting those new products out. And then starting in October, getting the pictures and descriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And I work on those randomly. Like I'll sit down and like at night and like write out a description.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, toss it in the
So
file.
everybody has their own personal cycle of when you're like your best self. Most people will have more energy like in the morning when you're more rested. But when is your peak time?
Nighttime.
Okay. So what I'm gonna instead of randomly, because we're setting clear intentions as to how to obtain our goals, right? Okay. On the website. Okay. So I know you have a very young child, but is there like a set bedtime?
Most
Most
it's
of the
before
time.
9
Okay. Okay.
which is usually like then after he goes to bed, that's when I like sit down and like actually do work.
Okay.
Or, you know, make products in the kitchen
Yes,
or like,
yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff is after he goes to bed. That's when I usually like
Okay.
4 nights a week, I am up making products or doing stuff for the
Mhm,
business. And then the
mhm.
other 3 nights a week, I'm usually upset with.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I would say, you know, make that time like extra special. Like no other, turn off your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Turn off your phone. No other distractions. Like clear focus. If you're like me and you do lists or
I do well with lists. Yep. I actually have the list in my notebook of like every product that I have. And like then there's a series of like boxes afterwards, like, do you have a picture? Do you have description?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like a label created, like that kind of stuff. So
Super,
I know
okay,
what
okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty,
Okay,
when it
good.
comes to that stuff, I am like on top of it. It's just the normal everyday,
Yes.
life of
No, I get
a
it.
mom that never gets
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like that time when he's asleep,
Yep.
that's your special golden time to get to work on your goals.
Right. Yeah, I've got that pretty, and that was pretty like laser focused before I had a kid. And then I had a kid and I was like, well, there's no point in being laser focused because you never know what's gonna happen. So like letting go of
I
that
get
laser
that. Yeah.
focus is
Yeah.
like somewhat of a thing for me, but I
Yeah.
haven't been able to do it very well.
Okay. So, what if you did a 7-day, like it doesn't have to be candle, it could be whatever. Candles are nice because it gives you something like to like look at. It could be 5 minutes a day. You know what I mean? Or it could just be visualization. Does not have to be 7 days, but it's nice if you have that consistency.
Right.
You build that pattern. It's also good if you say something out loud because it's more real. Oh, we might have lost our person. Okay. So are you interested in doing a 7-day or more like a one-time thing?
No, I
What?
think I can do the 7-day.
Okay.
I mean, I have my altar set up
Oh,
and
super.
it's actually like in my kitchen, sort of. So like, which has become basically just my space since the kids in the living room. But yeah, so like I could burn a candle. I have them. And that's really what I do is like have one of my candles going, or like Palo Santo is burning, or something is burning while I'm making my products.
Okay.
It brings me like down. Or if it's not a candle or burning something, then it's like a movie on TV that like I don't have to focus on because I've seen it a million times, but like it's there and it kind of like helps me get into a groove.
Okay.
Which is so weird to say, but it does. Like
okay, I'm like that with music.
Yeah, I do music too. Or like, Grandma's Boy is one of my favorite movies. So I'll put that, for some reason I can work for hours if that movie's on. I don't know why.
Okay. Hey, if it works.
Right?
Okay. Alrighty. So for your so 7-day, and your now is the new stuff. It is the whoops, depends on the floor. All right, so the new stuff is diaper rash, cough syrup, and the kits. I could write. Okay, so and anybody can use, you just happen to be here, so we're using you as an example, but whatever it is that you want your goal, whatever it is you want to bring into existence, all of this you can just transfer it, you know what I mean, into whatever your goal is. Abundance, attraction, courage, growth, luck, motivation, protection, success, victory. So we've got abundance. You want these to sell well. So part of visualization, so you can, because you don't have to like focus on the candle for an hour. You can use this visualization, use whatever verbiage you want to use. You can use what I've written for today if you want. So abundance, like abundance in your bank account, attraction, like attracting new, like for me, I would want to attract new dance students, and you would want to attract new clients. Especially like, okay, diaper rash, that's moms, right? You're right. Everybody coughs, everybody gets sick. So that's easy. Who doesn't need that stuff? The courage. the courage to follow through.
Yes.
If you're like a lot of people, so no judgment, you can have an idea, and then like halfway through, you might be like, yeah.
I've had a lot of those ideas. I usually come back to them later on.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's always a good thing. But some of them have just like kind of petered out, which to me also says like, okay, if they continue to peter out and they haven't come back, then maybe
Okay.
it's not meant to be.
Okay. But
But
sometimes we just give up on ourselves.
right, these 3 products have definitely been like at the forefront of my mind
Okay.
for some time.
Okay. Good.
So now that I finally have gotten most of the ingredients for them, that's the kicker. That's where it's kicking in. So
super. Okay. So, and then the courage um to maybe find other ways to get the word out there,
mhm,
right? The courage to,
market myself.
yes, yeah. And we women are not always so good at that. I know I'm being like stereotypical, but yeah, stereotypically, women are more passive.
What's another one of those things like being like we've been like brainwashed
Yes.
into believing that's how we're supposed to be.
Yes.
So
yeah.
like when it comes to doing something, especially like I do, where people look at you like crazy most of the time.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just like it's easy to just like say, okay, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but like
Yeah.
I don't, like, but it also helps with the feedback I've been getting from my like the clientele I have built. So like I know what I'm doing is actually
Awesome.
that makes
Yeah.
it's so much easier to like.
And there are those that say that you've made it once people start attacking you.
Yeah.
Which sounds wacky, but when you are different, when you are going against the mainstream and you're offering something that people don't easily recognize, and so they might be like, well, that's just a bunch of hooey.
Right.
And so it's going to take courage to keep going.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So growth emotionally, growth, as far as, because doing all these new things, going on these, stepping out there, taking a chance, you're just going to grow on so many levels.
Right.
So growth does not have to just be growing your client base, growing an email list or anything like that. Growth can be, yes, it can be growing your bank account, but it can be so many other things. Right? We talked about motivation, success, victory. So some of these are kind of like the same ways or similar words for the same thing.
Mhm.
Okay. So what, for your visualization, you can pick, so you can see these products flying off the shelves. You can see all these people coming to you, right?
Or
I'm sorry, go ahead.
like visiting the website.
Yes,
Things
yeah.
like that.
Like for me, for dance, I could see the dance class being just full of students. I can see them finding me, stuff like that. So again, whatever your goal is at home watching the replay, take what we're doing and just like tweak it to what works for you. So you'll have your visualization, and if it changes over 7 days, no worries, right? Because you can always add to your visualization. Again, don't focus on what you don't want. Sorry, here that's driving me bonkers. And then following through, Taking the actionable steps. So if you're like me, I love lists. I will sometimes even have lists of lists. So then I had to, yeah. So I personally had to, instead of having one ginormous list that never ends, because that's frustrating and overwhelming, then I'll have, here's my to-do list just for this thing. Here's my to-do list just for this. Here's my, and then I take a Sharpie, and when I get something done, I, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, it's done. Like that one thing is done, right? And then I have them like right at eye level, not like in a file.
Right.
It's out of sight, out of mind. I have it like right in my face. So taking those actionable steps. And don't, like, if something comes up and you don't get something done right away, don't beat yourself up. But at the same time, you you have to like keep yourself in check. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Unless you have somebody else that can, you're like, hey, can you call me out? You know what I mean? If you have like let's say, okay, so let's say there's two people that have the same goal and they're gonna like be buddies. You know what I mean? That's a little different. But if you don't have that situation, you kind of have to like keep yourself in check. Okay. So do you have any thoughts, ideas, questions? No? Okay. All right. So here is an affirmation that anybody can use because there's a fill in the blank section. And I will post this in the Facebook group. So I'll post the replay, most likely tomorrow night. I'll post the replay and then I'll post this with it. So that way you don't have to like, you don't have to like, where was that?
Right.
And watch it all over again just to get this. So I am positioned here in tranquility, allowing the waxing energy of the moon to embrace me and my desire. Period. Sorry. When I use the dictation on my phone, I'm like, and semicolon. All right. So that is for aspiration is fill in the blank, whatever it is. Okay. So it's up to you, like, embrace me and my desire, which is blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I am grateful for what I have. Because believe it or not, an attitude of gratitude totally makes all the difference. Because then if we're focused on what we don't have, well, I do have clients, I don't, and you just get more of what you don't have. Right? So, and it's not a bad idea to also, like at the end of the day, on my drive home, because I have a long home, I always say, spirit guides, angels, ascended masters, beloved ancestors, I thank you for a good day. Thank you for this. Thank you for this person. Thank you for that situation. And the more gratitude you show, I feel like the more you're given. Okay, so sorry. So to finish this, I allow this to come to me because, and that might sound really silly, like, well, we just went over all these things that we want, but you have to tell yourself, I allow this to come to me because we, on a subconscious level, we'll sabotage ourselves sometimes.
I was just talking about sabotaging yourself today with friends. Like, you have to stop sabotaging everything. Like, you're not sabotaging. I'm like, yeah, you are. This is what you keep doing. Same thing every single time. And she was like, all right.
But since you don't do it consciously, like you don't get up in the morning and go, well, I'm gonna slash my tire so I go to work, so I can't go to work today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but there's these little things that we do. And then we're like, yep, see, I can't find love or whatever it is, whatever it is. Okay. So that is an affirmation. And again, you can say an affirmation anytime. So I'm positioned here in tranquility. Why is that important? You always want to come from a place of peace, grace, love, poise, gratitude, a place of calm, not a place of you know. Sorry, that was loud. Okay. So I'm positioned here in tranquility, allowing the vaccine energy of the moon to embrace me and my desire. That aspiration is fill in the blank. I am grateful for what I have, and I allow this to come to me. Okay. And again, I'll post that. So here's because that's great for an affirmation. But if you're going to focus, like a lit candle, and you're going to raise energy, whatever your desire is, like, and especially if you're like me, where it's helpful to close your eyes so there's no other distractions, there's nothing else, and you're just visualizing whatever your goal is. This is for me, I like to chant, especially as I'm making something. I don't make like this things for physical ailments. I make magical items. Like I just made Florida water and thunder water, black salts, bath salts, open road oil, and anointing oil. I just made all that stuff. So as I'm doing it, as I'm mixing and as I'm stirring, I'm chanting and I'm filling it with energy. So a simpler version that you can chant over and over again is, with love and gratitude, I bring to me my desire, so mote it be. And if you're not familiar, it's the same thing as saying, so mote it be is like the same thing saying like amen. It's saying this is. And then I always like to put a little writer on the end of things, just in case, and you don't have to do this, but just to make sure that you're following the free will of everybody. I always end with, and I'll say this slower, but for the good of all and with harm to none, so say I, so shall it be done. So for the good of all. So that way you're doing the utmost highest good for everybody involved. And with harm to none. So say I, because it's your willpower. It's your desire. So shall it be done. So there are different people that use different, like some people will say, may the spell not reverse or place upon me any curse. And that one's okay. I prefer this one because you're saying it's for the good of everybody.
Right.
I'm not hurting anybody. You know, I like that one better. But if you like the other one, go for it. Okay. So if you're not, what if you're not a visual person? So if you're not good at like closing your eyes and seeing something, grab some paper, draw it out. Get some crayons, get some markers. I know it sounds like what you would give your 4-year-old, right? But go ahead and tap into that kid-like energy. or if there are magazines anymore. Are there magazines anymore? Yes. Okay. I don't know.
Cut and
People don't read anymore, so I wasn't sure. And you can always make a vision board. That might be better for more long-term goals as opposed to short-term, but you know, totally your choice. And so that might be better for you to stare at that while you're chanting, right? So you know, whatever works for you is gonna, whatever feels right, do that, you know. Okay, so do you have any questions?
Lots of stuff to do.
And that's the bad thing about to-do lists, is that if you're like me, you're like, okay, across thing. Oh, now I have 5 more things that I just thought of.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So at the same time, you have to carve out some time for you to just whatever, like watch a silly movie or go for a walk, right?
I've been doing very well past 2 months about like actually doing things for myself again
Excellent.
versus only doing things for the business or for talent. So like this whole past weekend, it was all about me. Like I didn't go to market, I didn't make any products. Callan went to his dad's. I played cards with some friends. I
Awesome.
went to the beach and had a bonfire. I
Yeah.
went zip lining, like
Ooh,
all kinds of stuff that I haven't done
yeah.
ever since I became a mother.
Mhm.
And he's still
Excellent.
things that he's still too young
Yes,
to do with.
correct. Yeah.
So like I did that. It was like just a weekend about me. I didn't know dishes.
Well, they don't go anywhere.
No, they don't. No, they got done this morning when I was making breakfast. But yeah, I did like none of that like adulting stuff and like all just like self-care. I slept a lot.
And that's important because no matter how much you love a job or a business or whatever it is, if you're putting a whole bunch of energy into it and you're getting burned out, then you resent it and then you might give up.
Right.
And that's not good. So, because especially if you've been called to help people. Yeah.
Like just being like saying like even just going to market and like saying the same thing over and over and over again to the same to different people. My cousin also does the market and he's like you have that memorized? I was like, it's not even that it's memorized, it's just what naturally flows out of me. I said, but it's exhausting saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Now on the upside is you said it so many times naturally that when you do go to make a video, it'll be nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like sitting here talking to you. It's like how I talk to my clients, the people that come up and ask questions, because there are so many people that you don't even realize like that want to start with the natural medicine.
Yeah.
Realize that everything they've been taking for years is doing nothing for them. And they're like, okay, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then you have to remember all of the information. You're like, okay, well, what do you have? What's going on with you? Okay, what's good for that? It's all in there. Seems to come out a lot easier when I'm actually like talking to people about it. So that's just keep on plugging away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely needed this kind of weekend to do. I took Haley with me. She'd never had like a bonfire on the beach her whole life. Never had a bonfire on the beach. Never been out to like Glen Arbor and like hang out on the beach. So it was nice. I took her out there. I took her on seasonal roads. Freaked her out a little bit.
Oh, that's funny.
She's like, what happens if we get stuck? I'm like, they're seasonal roads. They're not too track.
Unless you have like a flood out of nowhere.
But it was dry. We were going out to have a fire on the beach. It was dry.
So she's more of a city now.
Yeah, and she also grew up on a lake, so I feel like because she grew up on a lake, like they didn't venture much in the
Oh.
summertime because
Oh,
I mean,
why would you?
right, like everything's right
The
there.
lake is
Right,
here.
your boat's
Yeah.
there, the lake's there, like
Yeah.
everything's right there. So you don't like venture out, realize, like, I mean, everybody's been at the sand dunes, so it's like, yeah, you've seen the hill climb, but have you ever done the walk all the way to the Lake Michigan? And she's like, you can do that. I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty fun once you get over that initial straight up climb. Callan actually did it with his dad on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
He walked 90% of the way
Wow.
at 4 years old.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's a lot of steps because you're that little.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So short term, do you feel good? Do you feel like you've got?
Yes, I do. Got some things to work on, and like.
And then we can always. I can tell you from what I've used for dance and whatnot, to help you with the long-term goals.
With the long term.
Yeah.
Of all of the website, like this Wix site, I've been actually like, this is what I've been looking for, was a site where I don't have to go in and code it all myself. I mean,
God, no.
I can to an extent, and I have people that can help me do it, but I don't have the time to do
Correct.
that. So like
Yeah.
a website like this where I can just like upload
Mhm.
in the descriptions, because those are mostly all like, if I don't have them typed, that are written out, and then I just type them out in Google Docs and I have a chance. Or
Okay.
sometimes I'll actually sit down with the computer and actually like do the description in
Yeah.
Google Docs.
Yeah.
So be able to just like transfer everything over.
Yeah.
Is huge. That's gonna save me so much.
Okay. So after we wrap up, I'll make sure you have my phone number.
Okay.
So you can always text me randomly.
Mary, what do I do? How does this work?
All right. So, I mean, we're not going to do like any specific magic tonight. I mean, normally we do something, but I mean, this gives you some place to start. You feel good, like you've got.
Yep. Yeah, I might even like start this tonight. I already have the paper.
It is, well,
candles.
tonight is, yeah. So what you could do if you want to do the 7-day, it's totally up to you if you want to like just mark on the candle, or like place a pin, and then so that way it can burn down to that part. And here's again something that I use when I snuff a candle, and it's considered bad form to blow out your candle because you spit on your candle.
Right.
Other people will be like, well, not everybody back in the day had a candle snuffer. You did what so again, do what feels comfortable for you. But if you have a candle snuffer, that's great. So what I will say is, you might want to flip your paper over. But I'm going to write myself a little note, okay, to include this. Okay. So, although I extinguish this physical flame, it burns on the astral just the same. As you can tell, I like things that rhyme. But there's a reason for that. Like, people like rhyming. If you listen to any top 40 song, working its magic, burning brightly, as my will, so mote it be. And the reason for this is the idea, and full disclosure, this is a variation of something I got from one of my favorite authors. and I don't remember how her version goes. I took it and I changed it up a little bit so that way it rhymes. So the whole thing is, although I extinguish this physical flame, it burns on the astral just the same, working its magic, burning brightly, as my will so mote it be. And the idea is that it's still going. You don't have to have the physical candle, the physical flame at all times. And so that way the magic is still churning, it's still doing its thing, but it's safe for you to leave your house. It's safe for you to go to sleep or whatever. So I didn't realize, for whatever reason, I forgot to like write that down. So when I post the replay, I'll also post that too. Okay. You feel good?
I do.
Awesome.
Stuff done.
And again, like, so we just used her particular goal because she was here, but whatever your goal is, just take the same formula basically, and just zhuzh it, tweak it to your needs. And this can be done any waxing moon. Does not have to be first quarter, waxing moon in general. So from new moon to full moon. Yeah. All right.
Yay.
So we shall say good night. And we will meet again. Oh, next Monday is, hold on to your horses. Next Monday is full moon. Yes. And then technically technically Tuesday is is the autumnal equinox, or it's called Mabon. And then Wednesday is the International Day of Peace. So we're going to squish all that together into one night. So that'll be a longer one. Like tonight was just under an hour. That one's probably going to be a good hour and a half. You know what I mean? So yeah, same bat time, same bat channel. All right, now I'm signing off. Until next time. Oops.